Okay, here is the aftermath of the clean out, starting from the same place I did the last video. It's not all put back together 100%, but we've got water and fish in the pond. So as we walk up here, we notice this small pond is running now again. Waterfall's running again. This water is pulled from the large pond, and I use this as kind of an old school veggie filter. It always works fairly well for us. Goes through this pond here, full of all kinds of plants, and a little stream back into the large pond. Showing you this, I know some people don't like plants in the pond, but you know, we kind of really enjoy this here. It's really nice. Going over here now, we got the pond back full of water. I have some calculations I used I want to share with you all as to how much water we think we have here, and it's vastly different than what I had thought. Get up here on the pier and show you what we have now on the bottom. You know, you're all seeing rock, and you're probably thinking, I thought all that rock was coming out. Well, the plan changed with some of the people I had here during the event. A couple pond friends I had here, and pond professionals. And I'll share with you what that change was in a moment. Here's the two skimmers, both one working, one not working. The one on the right is not working because during this whole process a large rock got wedged down on the side. I got to try to get that out today. It won't let the weir open. But the skimmer that feeds the small pond, of course, is working. We'll walk back through the filter shed again, just to keep things the same. Everything in here is cooking away now. You see the light on in the UV. I don't know if you can see in the Zaki. That's been running for, oh gosh, let's see, how long has that been running? I don't know, 36 hours. It's not collecting a whole lot now. I think I'll walk up to the pond's edge here, I did before, and do some rock splaining. So, when we did this, said we're going to get all this rock out. Well, we took a lot of rock out. A lot. You might notice that there's an area, I'm going to zoom here, see if that helps. An area of kind of large rock. And then somewhere in there you'll see it kind of transition into a smaller rock. What ended up happening was, I always figured that in this shallow part of the swimming pool, this used to be a swimming pool, right? I was going to keep the liner covered. We got all the gravel out of this end, but we put back some liner cover, I guess you might call it, bigger than silver dollars, like large rock. So that's primarily what's all up in this area on the shallow end. As it transitions to the deep end, that's when everything smaller than a silver dollar, like silver dollar size, was removed. What was in there were all these boulder sized pieces, and to give you an idea of how big most of those rocks are, there, I'll put my, let's see if this works. I'll put my hand up here to this one. It's kind of difficult. Yeah. So most of them are that size, if that helps. And from this transition point here, almost all the way to the bottom, that's what we have. Now, if you can see that white tube, if I turn the waterfall up, you can see it well. That's in about 11 feet of water. That's my bottom drain, my retrofit bottom drain. Maybe I can show you where that comes from. It comes from the filter shed there, goes into the Zaki. The other one goes to the skimmer that's not working. So I got two inlets in the Zaki sieve. That down there at that point is bare liner. I just got a few stones around the large boulders around that bottom drain to kind of hold it in place. My theory was that those large boulders, there's so much space around them and underneath them that I'm kind of hoping that a lot of the stuff, junk, fish waste, won't collect there. Gravity might help it usher its way down. Now I know that's not perfect, totally understood that's not perfect, but is it better than what I had? Incredibly better. I'm going to walk you around now and show you the rock we took out. I'd like to remind you that this is probably about half what we took out, because I've already had people come with pickup trucks and take some. I don't know if you can get a sense of the scale of this pile of rock here. You might think it's the dark stuff. My sprinkler system went on this morning, so it's not just the dark stuff. It extends back beyond that big paver, the way back to there. I know it's probably hard to see. I'm gonna walk around to here. The pile is probably a foot high of assorted rock, river rock and gravel, pea gravel size kind of stuff. It's about a foot high. It's about 6 feet across and 10 feet long. And I remind you, that's about half of what we took out. Because a lot of the people that were here getting fish and helping wondered what I was going to do to the gravel. They said, man, I could use some around my house and my landscaping. So I gave that away. And there's more here if anybody wants it. So here you can see the tanks are gone. And by the way, you might be wondering how many fish I got rid of. Well, this was a total shock to us. We got rid of 187 fish. We counted every fish we took out. How many did we put back? We put back 61. So we had what, almost 250 fish in here. Nobody had guessed that. I wasn't even close. I thought we had over 100 fish in here, but I had no idea that we might have well over 200, right around 250. I think you're getting a shot of the bottom. You see the fish now, and I think you can see the bottom drain. So, hey guys, as my koi buddies and koi experts, as you watch this, turn the flames off, if you will. There's still rock in, but all that were here agreed this was 1,000% better than what we had before. And I agree, and I hope you guys can see why we did what we did. Might it have been better to take all the rock out? I'd say absolutely. Aesthetically, would it have been as pleasing? No. And my wife and I like the way it looks too. Oh, and here you'll see the swimming pool's gone. All right, check in with you later. Hope you enjoyed it. Doug out.